Today, we are diving headfirst into the ultimate graphical showdown. We're going to see if Rockstar's highly anticipated upcoming release can truly dethrone their absolutely stunning 2018 masterpiece. You know, for years, Red Dead Redemption 2 has been the gold standard. It's the game that literally changed the expectations of gaming forever, and honestly, it still goes toe-to-toe with brand new releases today. But the question on everyone's mind is just how much further the envelope can actually be pushed.
I mean, we've all seen the comments, right? People online are literally claiming the new game looks identical to a title released over a decade ago. And honestly, we need to systematically bust this myth right now. Every time I see absurd claims like this, I just don't understand how people miss the monumental differences right in front of them. So rather than just arguing endlessly on forums, we are going to lay out the hard visual evidence.
To settle this debate definitively, we're using RDR2 as our ultimate benchmark. We'll be breaking things down category by category. 1. Characters under the microscope. 2. Environments and physics. 3. The micro details. 4. Density and processing power. And finally, number 5, the final verdict.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Characters under the microscope.
Comparing Arthur from 2018 with Jason from the upcoming title reveals something fascinating. What's truly wild here is how we've gone from flat, painted-on textures to rendering actual individual strands of body hair. If you think back to Arthur, his chest hair almost looked painted directly onto his skin. It lacked a distinct, separate texture. But with Jason, you can clearly see individual hairs on his chest and arms. They have their own completely unique texture. They aren't just a flat layer slapped onto a character model anymore. It is a massive, massive leap forward in character rendering.
And wow, it doesn't stop at body hair. The new physics engine is doing some incredibly heavy lifting with the hair on the characters' heads. Step 1, a character steps out of a moving car. Step 2, you literally see individual strands of hair catching the wind. Step 3, the hair moves completely dynamically and independently. In the 2018 standard, hair definitely moved, but it often moved as one large, cohesive block with maybe just a few smaller sections shifting around. Now, it reacts completely naturally to the environment, exactly how long hair behaves in the real world.
Even the clothing got a massive upgrade. We're shifting from static, sculpted wrinkles to dynamic fabric folds that actually move with the character's body. In older titles, the clothing had fantastic texture, but the folds were often just baked right into the 3D model. Now, the uneven areas and folds in a simple t-shirt appear to be entirely dynamic. As the character twists and moves, the fabric shifts and refolds in real time. It's a subtle change for sure, but when you see it in motion, it elevates the realism to an entirely new level.
Moving right along to Section 2, Environments and Physics.
You know, water is notoriously tricky to render, which is why this comparison is absolutely crucial. We are transitioning from relatively calm waters to highly active, reactive environments. In the 2018 benchmark, cruising in a boat gave you some water particles in a trail, but it was generally somewhat subdued. Contrast that to the new airboat scenes, or the NPC kayaking. We're talking highly dynamic splashes, realistic cresting waves, and tiny interactive water particles surrounding the vehicles. Plus, the water reflections are just flawless. The kayaker, the kayak itself, the surrounding trees, they're all perfectly mirrored on the surface, reacting to the ripples in real time.
And oh man, the explosions. It's not just your standard Hollywood fireball anymore. It's a complex physical event. Watching the new blast in slow motion reveals a staggering amount of detail. We're seeing real-time vehicle deformation, where the metal literally crunches and bends from the sheer force. You've got extreme brightness, dense volumetric smoke, and tons of debris flying everywhere. But honestly, the most insane detail? You can actually see the blinding light of the explosion reflecting perfectly through the shattered, broken glass of the vehicles. It's visually overwhelming in the absolute best way possible.
All right, let's zoom in a bit for Section 3, the micro details.
This convenience store scene, it is an absolute masterclass in modern rendering. We're talking fully transparent glass bottles, where you can literally see through the glass, view the textures behind them, and see realistic liquids sitting inside. But it actually gets better. With the cold beer, you can see real surface condensation clinging to the glass. And get this, real-time tiny bubbles suspended right there inside the liquid. In older games, bottles were basically just opaque props taking up space. This level of liquid and glass rendering is a game changer.
They're also taking the legendary dirt system from 2018. You remember how mud would realistically build up on Arthur's clothes over time, right? And upgrading it with hyper-realistic sweat. In the new footage, ordinary NPCs standing around in the woods are visibly sweating. And it's not just a wet-looking texture.
the harsh sunlight actually reflects dynamically off their wet skin. It's this perfect storm of dynamic grime, sweat, and lighting, all working together to make random background characters look incredibly alive.
Which brings us to Section 4, Density and Processing Power.
The raw numbers in this breakdown absolutely blow my mind because they quantify the insane computational leap required here. I mean, we're going from an 1899 dirt road setting to a chaotic modern city. A busy area in the older game might have, 10 to 15 people? The new footage regularly shows 30-plus people acting completely independently. Instead of tracking two slow-moving wagons, the engine is handling high-speed cars, jet skis, and yachts simultaneously. Instead of a few gas street lamps, it's calculating real-time dynamic lighting for hundreds of neon signs, moving headlights, and traffic lights.
This is perfectly highlighted when you contrast Centiny at night with Ambrosia. Centiny was gorgeous, sure, but it had simple reflections, a lower entity count, and was ultimately much easier on the hardware. Ambrosia at night, though, it's absolute chaos. You have dense bridge traffic, thick volumetric smoke rising into the air, and incredibly complex neon reflections bouncing off the water from 100 different angles all at once. Rendering all of those cars, lights, buildings, reflections, and environmental details simultaneously requires a truly massive amount of processing horsepower. Finally, Section 5, the final verdict.
The visual evidence absolutely speaks for itself. Anyone saying this looks like a decade-old game, well, they just aren't paying attention. The upcoming title is an undeniable, massive generational leap in rendering, physics, and world density over the 2018 standard. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece for sure, and it holds up incredibly well. But the sheer volume of micro-details, the dynamic lighting, and the unprecedented density of these new environments prove that this isn't just a minor step up, it's a complete paradigm shift. And I'll leave you with this final provocative thought to ponder. Everything we just broke down today, the condensation on the bottles, the individual chest hairs, the dynamic clothing, the dense neon traffic, all of this is from early, unfinished trailer footage. So ask yourself, if this is what an unfinished glimpse looks like, what kind of absolute graphical powerhouse are we going to experience when the final game actually drops? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we continue to break down the most fascinating details out there.